Good morning and welcome to All Indiana Bets. I'm Danielle McConnell. We're going to break down all the NFL games for you today, right here, right now.
My name is Jason Hammer, and when you bet on sports, sometime you're the dog, sometime you're the fire hydrant. Yesterday, I was a fire hydrant. Today, Danielle, cover your eyes. I'm lifting my leg up. We're making money. We're winning it back today on the NFL.
Hi, I'm Scott Long, and I am shifting away from the dog. I love to bet dogs, though, and the Colts are 2-1, but that's not what we do on the NFL show. We are much better than that, and we are going to tell you how to make money today.
Let's go!
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook.
We got fire hydrants, we got dogs. I mean, what more could you want on this show?
It's the opposite of every TV show you've ever seen, and
that is true.
That's why this thing works, baby. That's
right.
how we roll.
Yeah, whenever there's like a smooth segment and the producer says, hey, that really sounded good, we're like, ooh, that is not our brand.
That's not what we're looking for.
They want you shocked. They want you jaws open.
Yes.
What did he just say?
We want to make you money, and that's why we're here today.
All right, why don't we begin with your Indianapolis Colts after beating the Broncos on Thursday night? The Colts are once again the betting favorite to win the AFC South at plus 165. With games against the Jags and the Titans coming up, is now a good time to jump on the Colts to win this division? Oh, they laugh.
Okay, let me say something.
It was an honest question.
Okay, we all watched that game.
Yes.
It was really difficult, wasn't it, Hannah?
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was beyond ugly. It was fugly.
Yeah, it was. And that was not a victory. That was a loss by Russell Wilson and the Broncos. But the thing that really sickened me after the game was they were showing the locker room. And you got to know your room, okay? You've been in radio. I've been a stand-up comedian. You got to know your room. So there is Matt Ryan standing up in front of the team, giving them like, yes, how about some honesty? Somebody should hand him a card and he's like, yeah, I'm the 32nd ranked quarterback in the NFL. I got 5 fumbles, 5 interceptions. Who's with me, team?
Yeah!
How about those 21 sacks, which is historic at this point in the NFL? Thanks, $20 million guard and the $12 million guard next to him and the $11 million center. What is going on? Have the defense talk. Grover won the game. The kicker won the game. Buckner won the game. And definitely Gilmore won the game. Frank Reich shouldn't have been anywhere close. It should have been the DC and the defense pumping the team, and the other offense was like, hey, thank you. Okay, I had to get that off my chest. Sorry, I did my long thing.
After that game in Denver, they should have carried Gilmore and McLaughlin off like Rudy, like Notre Dame did when they carried Rudy off of the field.
McLaughlin looks like Rudy.
A little bit, a little bit. Listen, if I'm betting on the AFC South right now, I'm going with Jacksonville. I think I got some good value with Jacksonville. They are on the up, and next week is a big one as Jacksonville comes in to Indianapolis. Year 2 of Trevor Lawrence. We said at the beginning of the year, you find out whether or not you've got a dude as your quarterback or a dude as your head coach by year 2. Right now, it looks like Trevor Lawrence is making the progression, and Jacksonville, they're going to be in this thing. Basically, as long as you're not the Houston Texans, you're going to be in this thing. But I don't see how you could watch the Colts at any point this year and say, without question, that's the team to beat in the AFC South? No, I can't do that.
I said at the start of the year, take the Jags at plus 700. That's where they were. Now they're at what? We're going to see. I think the odds
175 right now.
175.
75. That's how much it's like. And I still think you take the Jags in that spot. But ultimately, they're even better than I thought.
Yeah, they're getting some play defensively, and offensively, it's just a comfort zone.
Right.
I think having ATN back there with Trevor Lawrence, his old Clemson teammate, it's kind of a security blanket a little bit. He just looks more calm. The game seems to have slowed down a little bit for Trevor Lawrence.
They brought in 2 free agent wide receivers who are playing well. Hey, Colts, that can actually be done.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Sorry.
whoa. I was told by the smartest people in the room that they had enough receiving depth and they had enough left tackles and right tackles.
Oh, gosh.
I was told by the smartest people in the room that you silly fans, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Where's that smartest person in the room? I bet he's left town.
Possibly.
Where's
possibly.
Danielle, by the way?
I'm about to cut you off. It's okay. Your rant needs to. Okay, let's move on to first picks. They've gotten all their anger out on the Colts.
Not yet.
Not even close.
Okay.
Not even close. We got a fully
now.
stocked bar back here. We're not even close.
Sadly, that
now.
was my TV version of anger. You want to see it at home? Oh my God.
And they haven't even had a sip of alcohol yet, ladies and gentlemen.
So that you know.
Scott, what is your first pick?
That's kind of the fun thing about today, right, Hammer? We get to actually talk about games that maybe we want to put money on. We don't have to get forced on the Colts. Who would have known what was going to happen in that Colts game? Here's one team that I like. I like the Ravens. I think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC North. The Bengals, though, last year just stomped the Ravens twice. The Ravens have blown 2 games, and they have blown those games in the fourth quarter. I think today the Ravens have their backs pushed up against the wall. This number is too small. I'll take the Ravens in Baltimore.
All right, Hammer, who do you have?
So I'm going to go completely against Scott, and Scott made my case
Oh,
for me.
no.
Close games, the Ravens have been wilting down the stretch. Cincinnati took Baltimore to the shed last year. And it feels like the Cincinnati team, after a little bit of an early season Super Bowl hangover, this is an organization that's not used to having expectations. I like Cincinnati in this one because I'm getting the points. I think this is a close game. It's one of those AFC North matchups. It's going to be a good game, and I've got Joe Burrow and I've got points. Sign me up for that. Give me Cincinnati. And Scott, here's what we're going to do.
Oh, cool.
Since you and I are going head-to-head on this one, I have one of your Scott Long comedy t-shirts at home.
Yeah.
I will give you a Hammer and Nigel Show t-shirt. The loser of this game, next week you have to wear the other person's t-shirt on the show.
That makes total sense, because whenever I wear a Hammer and Nigel t-shirt, I feel like a loser.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my goodness.
I am
It's number one in Indianapolis.
today.
Well, that's going to be an interesting bet. So if you want to keep a track of all of these bets today, there's Scott's graphic over his head. Scan that QR code right there on his left ear, right ear, whatever. Scan it, and we will catch you up on all the bets. But we're just getting started here on All Indiana Bets. Plenty more to come. But coming up, we are talking futures with these guys, and we will tell you if they are feeling or fading. Stick around. Okay, we are just a quarter of the way through the NFL season, but it's never too early to talk futures. And we're about to do that with a little segment we call Feeling or Fading.
Oh, here come the cards. Here come the very expensive
This is where
cards.
I feel professional.
Danielle, you look like a professional. You do, like a stewardess or a flight attendant.
Do you want me to do this while I do the feeling or fading?
And let me tell you, that's like a high level. Like you look more like United.
Like I'm in the executive part
not
of
like
it.
Spirit.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. You say thank you to Scott when he says you look like a professional. I say it and I get sent to HR. Why is that?
Well, we'll talk later.
Probably the sales
Here we go.
department just put me in HR for those jokes. I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay, first up, Bills quarterback Josh Allen is the current MVP front runner. Allen is listed at a plus 300, slightly ahead of Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Lamar Jackson. Hammer. Are you feeling it or are you fading it?
Listen, I'm going to feel this one just because I feel like plus 300 is pretty solid juice for a front runner. Like if I told you in any sort of betting industry, whether you're betting golf, whether you're betting racing, whether you're betting whatever, that you could get the front runner at plus 300, would you take it? If Alabama is playing against Vanderbilt and is plus 300, would you take it? Absolutely. Listen, there are some guys that have better value. I've said all along, Lamar Jackson has better value. But if I can get the guy that I think is going to win the AFC East, that's probably going to have the best numbers, rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns, man, I like this. I think the juice is there enough for me. I'm in. I'm feeling it.
I mean, I understand what you're saying because there's a good chance the Bills are going to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams, at least in the East. And I think they probably are maybe the best team overall. And I think people want to give it to Josh Allen because he's played so well. And but Mahomes has got that ability to just crank it up that like nobody does. You never know if Aaron Rodgers gets himself back in that position. And then you throw in, as you said, Lamar and the Jalen Hurts thing. You're looking at the Eagles probably being 14-3 this year, playing the East, where maybe the Cowboys they have such an easy schedule. Too many people involved for me to do that one.
All right, next one. Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons is the current betting favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. Plus 180 is the juice, a light juice on Parsons. Are you feeling or fading, Scott?
That's a light juice. And when we say that, that means that you're making less than $2 for your $1 that you're putting down on that when there's everybody else that plays defense in the NFL. I love Parsons. I mean, he is making the Cowboys actually a legitimate playoff team when their quarterback's gone and they have a very questionable offensive line, much like the Colts now. I would just tell you right now, I still can't buy 180. I wouldn't buy 180 on anyone. That's not the way I like to bet on one individual. Fade it.
I'm with you on that one. Now, Parsons is going to get attention because he plays on the Dallas Cowboys.
True.
They're on TV every weekend nationally. Whether you like it or not, it's America's team. He's going to get the attention. But the juice isn't good enough. Again, for all the reasons that I'm in on Josh Allen, the favorite at plus 300, this isn't enough. You've got guys like Myles Garrett. You've got other guys that are probably going to put up some similar numbers. And I don't think Micah Parsons is going to win the division. It looks like it's Philly's division to lose at this point. So not enough juice, not going to win the division. I'm fading this one too.
All right, let's land this plane with the last one. After guiding the Eagles to a 4-0 start, former Colts offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni is now the betting favorite to win Coach of the Year. Sirianni's odds are currently sitting at a plus 160. Hammer, are you feeling or fading?
I'm fading because I don't think the juice is there again. There are some guys in this league that if they win their divisions, it's going to be hard to say no to. Look what's going on in Jacksonville. Now, I know the AFC South is a bottom feeder of the NFL, but if the Jags win, are you going to tell me that Peterson doesn't get a look at NFL Coach of the Year? So for that reason and the fact that the juice isn't there for me, not enough for me to play, I'm out. I'm fading.
We've always said there's always this in-between between feeling and fading. We're not sure if it's feeding or failing. Yesterday it was failing. No more about yesterday. Today is about winners, which we're doing. Wow, it's 2 people. The guy that's the coach of the Eagles and the guy that got fired for him from Jacksonville. I guess I would feel it, though. I'm a little nervous because Peterson's easier to say and pronounce than I guess Sirianni is, according to our producer, Chris, who's mispronounced it 3 times. Hey, Chris, and your parents.
All right, let's toss.
That's a joke like 3 people got, and I still laughed at it.
I swear we should have a camera for the
producers. That's why we've had lots of them, too.
Right.
All right, let's go to our second pick. Scott, who do you got?
You know, we were just talking about it, and I came into the season very hyped on Jacksonville. I thought Jacksonville was the team to focus on in there. And yes, last week, they kind of blew the game against the Eagles. Lawrence was terrible. It was a hurricane and a driving rainstorm. That's not who he is. The weather will be good. There's not going to be any problems today. I love Jacksonville in this spot. Houston is playing above their head, but I still don't buy a Lovie Smith team. I mean, Illinois is 5-1. He got canned. He couldn't win 5 games in 4 years there. So I like Jacksonville. 7 seems a little too light. I think this is a 10 to 14 point game. Give me the Jags.
All right, Hammer, how about you?
So I am looking at this AFC East matchup here with the Dolphins and the Jets. And I want the team getting the points. The Dolphins are banged up. They're starting their backup quarterback today. Their starting cornerback is out today. And if this game were played 2 weeks ago, this would be a no-brainer. Dolphins would roll. But the injuries are starting to take their toll. Meanwhile, the Jets, they're starting to get everybody back. their quarterback is back. And I got to be honest, I didn't expect Zach Wilson to look as sharp as he did last week, coming back after the layoff. So give me the Jets getting the points here. It's going to be one of those close games. It's going to be a little bit ugly. The Jets hang around. We don't need them to win. We need them to hang around. Think about the money line here. Think about it just a little bit. I like the Jets getting 3.5. They're going to cover, and there's going to be a party at every Cougar's house this side of the Eastern Seaboard, and Zach Wilson's going to be the star.
I bet he's already up in Hamilton County.
Oh, dear.
Wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the time. It's the segment you've been waiting for. Scott, tell the people what they can expect coming up.
I think a lot of people tune in right about now because this is the time that the long shot is happening. It's the hottest thing probably ever in the history of gambling. Let's just do it. Go on. Thanks.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
Oh, here we go.
Grandpa puts the glasses on. Magic happens.
Hey, it's the segment that needs no introduction, but we give it one anyway. Scott Long is now 15-2-1
Look at that.
on his last 18.
That's not normal. That's unbelievable.
18, Scott.
Actually,
on his
I
picks.
won on that pick last week because it was 3.5 until on Sunday. So sometimes I know you weren't given that. Let's just get on with it. Put it up, Chris. It's time. The Chargers, the Browns, +1. All of these picks, as I always mention, have covered outright. That's the more incredible part. So today, it's an easy one. Don't bet the line. Just it's the Browns and it's the Chargers. This game started at 2.5 Chargers plus. What's going on here? The odds makers are still in love, I guess, with the AFC West. I'm not. I've seen them. Even the Chiefs couldn't beat the Colts. I'm just going to tell you right now, the Browns, despite their quarterback, who I am not in love with, never was in love with him here, Jacoby Brissett, he has to hand the ball off. This is the best running crew in the NFL. They're number one in every rushing statistic. And our guy who's not really good at driving, but he's really good at hitting people, Myles Garrett, he's going to play some today. So you know he'll get to the game because he drives really fast.
He'll be there on time.
He will be there on time. I love Cleveland in this spot. Bet him outright. Thank me later. We're going to go 16-2 of the last 18 weeks. I'm excited.
I mean, it's impressive. It's impressive. I can't.
Let the record clearly state someone is excited to watch a Browns game. History has been made today. For the first time in American history, someone not from Cleveland is excited to watch the Browns.
Still better than the Broncos and the Colts every day of the week.
Two fat guys
Unfortunately.
playing catch outside was better than the Broncos and the Colts
True.
the other night.
Okay, Hammer, who do you have for your third pick today?
So we're going to look at Atlanta and Tampa Bay here. You know who has not been as bad as I thought? Atlanta.
Yeah.
Look around the NFL right now. There's a lot of teams that are around that 2-2 mark. And even though they haven't really dazzled anybody, and their tight end, who really is one of the best players in the league at his position, is complaining that he's not getting the looks, Kyle Pitts, Atlanta has found a way to be competitive this year. And with Tampa Bay, I think you're going to see Tom Brady and company realize, we're not playing the Cowboys defense this week. We don't have to score points against Patrick Mahomes and company this week. We can play our game. We can run a little bit. Atlanta's got the 25th worst run defense in the league. I think Tampa Bay is going to put up some numbers, but I think Atlanta's going to give you a little bit too. So this over-under feels a little bit too low for me. Give me the over. We are going to ride the lightning. We are going to go over 46. Surprising Atlanta, Tampa Bay, lock it in. Let's go.
Hammer, can I ask you one question? Have you ever had, like, maybe some problems at home? Maybe it's because of you don't know. And then you're like, oh, thank goodness I get to go to work.
Yes.
That's called Tom Brady 2022.
Men usually don't know that they're the problem, but anyway. Hey, let's head to the bar. I need a drink. This can only mean one thing. The guys, they're getting ready to give you your Lunazol locks. They're the
I'm going
favorite.
now.
Oh, Morty. Favorite play of the game. Coming up next on All Indiana Bets. Stick around.
Lunazul Lock is brought to you by Lunazul Tequila.
They just made it in time with their mixers.
Pow, here it is. The Lunazul Tequila. We're going tequila today. Straight tequila night.
Nice. Okay, Scott, take it away, sir.
You know, I've been trying to fight the Eagles, and what has kind of been remarkable, they have played as well as anybody in the NFL this season, bar none. And I'm like, I've never been a Jalen Hurts guy, and I never thought he was going to. I'm putting him on again. Put him on for the
Twice in
Locks.
one show? What?
I got to go with the Eagles in this spot. -3. It seems like that's the place to go against the Cardinals, but I'm going to do first half. Here's why. The Cardinals have been doing a little bit of backdoor and covering at the end of games. They have been absolute trash in the first half. The Eagles have been getting big leads. It's like, is that worth a half-point more? Because it's a 5.5 total game. I'm going to take the Eagles in the first half. I think they're going to get and jump on the Cardinals like they've done on almost every team this year. And then you don't even have to worry about the second half. You sit back, you drink your Lunazul tequila, you have your pizza, and you have a good time.
All right, Hammer, who do you have for your locks?
This is some tasty, tasty
It
tequila.
is.
I'm a tequila guy. You're more of a bourbon girl,
Sorry.
and that's okay. I'm a tequila guy, and
too.
I just remember 20-year-old, 21-year-old Jason Hammer at Ball State drinking the nasty yellow tequila that was sold in like a big plastic jug that you'd buy at Osco, and now look at me. Oh, the awesome Lunazul.
At least it's not with Mountain Dew.
I like it actually better with the Mountain Dew. I'm going to be truthful. And I'm also going to mention, I hope we get that Osco sponsorship.
I'm not going to sit here and listen to Mountain Dew slander.
Yes,
I will not have that.
No.
But I will have
saying.
is the Chicago Football Bears. 7.5 is the number here. Minnesota. Do you guys remember that old commercial, Freedom Rock? It used to air late at night as
loved
an
it.
infomercial. Hey man, is that Freedom Rock? Well, turn it up, man. Like when I saw the line for this Vikings and Bears game, I said, turn it up. I'm willing to put life-changing money down on the Vikings today, not because I'm in love with Kirk Cousins, but because this Bears team can't score. Just over a touchdown in the hook. The hook scares me a little bit, but still, this is the Bears we're talking about here. If you're gonna lay 7 against any other offense in the league, it's gotta be Chicago, right? So this is my best bet of the day. Lay 7.5. This isn't a prime time game. You should be fine with Kirk Cousins. Let's go Vikings.
All right, we've given you enough of our picks today, so Hammer, how about some prop bets?
Oh, are we going to do prop, lock, or drop
Yes.
it? We are going to give you some prop bets that you can take to the bank and make some cash on. You're going to win so much money, you can buy all the Mountain Dew and Lunazul tequila you
Right.
want. That is coming up next.
As I always say, I wasn't on board with this thing when it began, but I'm loving it. It's time to play prop, lock, or drop. Hammer continues to be hammering the prop bets this year, 14-9. First up, Seattle quarterback Gino Smith taking on the Saints. His total passing yards is set at 242.5. Now, that would have been like his season total you would have thought 2 years ago.
Right.
Do you lock? Do you drop Gino?
So here's the thing with Gino. First couple of games of the season, man, he came out smoking, right? But the passing yardage really wasn't there, but the accuracy was. Last couple weeks, look at his totals. It's been like Madden type numbers. So who's the real Gino? I think the real Gino, after all these years in the league, is somewhere in the middle, and this is where we see this number at. I am going to drop this down low. I think eventually water finds this level. We've seen good Geno Smith, but there's a reason why this is such a good story. He stunk for the better portion of the last 5 to 7 years. So we're gonna start seeing a decline in Geno. That starts today. We're going under the total. Drop it down.
I like that one. I'm going to play that one myself. Hammer is influencing human beings.
It's what we do around here. We set policy and we influence people.
So Jags QB Trevor Lawrence is taking on the Texans. His over-under today is passing yards set at 246.5. Do you lock or do you drop?
All those things I said about Trevor Lawrence earlier today, I back it up with this play. We're going over on Trevor Lawrence today. Now, normally, Trevor's the kind of guy that has a balanced attack, right? They're going to hand the ball off a lot. They're going to dink. They're going to dunk. It's not like an air raid offense, but I can't stress this enough. The Texans stink, and the Texans can't stop anybody, and this is a chance for Trevor Lawrence to put some more points on the board, build up even more confidence as they head into a big game with Indianapolis next week. This is a great spot for Trevor Lawrence right here. We are going to go over. Lock that over in. Lock it in. Trevor Lawrence.
See what I did right now? I just buttoned my jacket like I'm a Charlie Clifford.
Oh, wow.
I need to lose about 6 more inches on the waist. We're going to open that back up. It feels much better. That's what we do on this show.
We're the two ugly friends that Charlie walks around with to make himself look even better than he already does.
We are the ultimate wingman. We probably are holding a wing in our hands while we're the wingman. Next, Steelers taking on the Bills. Pittsburgh QB Kenny Pickett is now the Steelers quarterback. His interceptions are set at 1/2. Do you lock or do you drop?
So Kenny Pickett, rookie quarterback, the total is set at 0.5. Scott, did Kenny Pickett arrive at the stadium today? Did he wake up this morning? Is he getting on the bus? Then yes, he's going to throw an interception. Rookie quarterbacks in the NFL throw interceptions. Some veteran quarterbacks still do. 0.5. I'm really surprised. I thought this would be 1.5. Yeah. I thought you would have a really tough decision to make it 1.5, but 0.5? Yes, Kenny Pickett's going to throw an interception today. So lock this in, go over.
Next we go with Monday Night Football, which I think is going to be a better game than a lot of people think. The Raiders, Chiefs, it's an amazing rivalry for a long time. QB for the Raiders, Derek Carr, has his passing yards set at 271. Do you lock or do you drop?
I like this a lot better 24 hours ago when it was 277.
Wow.
The money has moved so much on the under that it fell 6 yards. That's unbelievable. This is a huge drop. So what do the odds makers know? What do the sharps know? Why is the money going all the way down? Who am I to deny where the money and the sharps are going? We're going to go down. We're going to drop this underneath. 271.5 is an awful lot for Derek Carr. The way you beat the Kansas City Chiefs is by running the football and burning the clock. When they lost to the Indianapolis Colts, it wasn't because Matt Ryan was putting on some sort of aerial display. You ground it out on the ground. You play a little defense. Derek Carr will not get this total. I'm with the pros in this one. I'm with the sharps. We're dropping it down.
Here's our last one. It's Tampa hosting Atlanta. It's an all QB prop, lock or drop. We have Tom Brady. Completion number is set at 26.5. Now that is a lock or drop number. I can see where I would go with that. Where would you go, Hammer?
So let's look at what the Buccaneers have done this year. First 2 games of the year, they were 2-0. Tom Brady completed around 18 balls in each one of those games. Last 2 weeks, they've lost. Tom Brady has been around 30 completions. So when the Bucs just rely on the passing game, they lose. It doesn't go real well. So I think you get more of a balanced Buccaneers team today. Again, the Falcons have the 25th worst rush defense in the league. Today's the day where you let some of your running backs carry the load. Brady's still going to throw it because it's Tom Brady and it's what he does. But 26.5 is a number that I think is a little too high. We're going to take that down. We're going to drop under. When he throws the ball too many times, the Bucs lose. They get back to a winning philosophy today, and that starts with dropping it down under 26.5.
So we're off to final picks. We're going to go to the Mick pick, and then we're going to have some food.
Can we do the food now? Can we just skip everything else? Because I heard Brick's coming in today. Can we just do that?
Yeah, I know. So here we go. Stay tuned. What else do you got to do until the games start at 1? Nothing.
What else do you have to lose? That needs to be the motto of all Indiana bets.
Betting lines for all Indiana bets are presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
We're already at final picks,
All
gentlemen.
right.
And let's get Scott to go first. How about you, Mr. Long?
So I discussed earlier the Monday Night Football game. Really like this game. I think it's going to be tighter than you expect. The Raiders have played really well, and their record doesn't have to show for it. This is pretty much their season. If they're going to stay in the playoff race, they have got to stay tight. I think they're a lot better than people think. I don't think the Chiefs are as good. Take Las Vegas Raiders and get those 7 juicy points.
All right, Hammer, who's your final pick?
So Danielle, you're new to this crew.
I am.
Let's go through what you've learned here. What have I taught you about Jameis Winston?
Never put your hard-earned money on Jameis Winston.
Don't put your hard-earned money on Jameis Winston. Unless you're going against Gino Smith, and then absolutely put your hard-earned money on Jameis Winston. Again, this is where we're going to see the decline of Gino Smith. The Seahawks have been playing above their level. They're not very good. It's DK Metcalf and a bunch of scrubs. So give me famous Jameis. Give me Jameis Winston. Putting my hard-earned money on Jameis Winston. Crab legs for everybody. -5 is the number. I feel good about it.
There you go. See? People can change. Okay, it's time for the famous Mick pick. Here we go. Cowboys, Rams. I'm surprised that the Rams are getting this, like they're favorites by this much after their disastrous loss to the 49ers on Monday night. They have a short week, and Cooper Rush is starting again for the Cowboys, which he should. He's won the last 3 straight games with the Cowboys, and the Cowboys defense has kept their opponents to less than 20 points a game, which is not a good thing for the Rams because they allowed, 7 sacks last game with the 49ers? Matthew Stafford is leading in interception because he's predictable. He keeps throwing to Cooper Kupp. Oh, that's a lot of Coopers here. But he's going to get sacked again. I think the Cowboys are going to win this outright. Take the points, take them outright. Cheers to that. Time for another pick.
I think you're going to be 3-2. I really do. I like that pick too. And I heard you're going to be leaving us.
I am. I got a very championship soccer game here.
Yeah, your daughter is 8, right?
Yeah.
I stay and I miss my 14-year-old daughter's soccer games for all Indiana bets. But I do that, and my daughter's probably going to be the next, U.S. soccer champion. But hey, whatever. That's okay.
I coach
There's
baseball
more
games after
pizza for
drinking
you.
tequila.
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, it's time for another break. There's more pizza for them. If you missed any of their picks, they're going to do a recap, and then they're going to eat some pizza, talk a little more, eat with their mouth open. That's okay. See you next week, but stick with the boys. Stick with the boys.
See ya.
All right, now is the time where you get your pens out, you get your paper out. I don't care what you have. You write these picks down because we're going to make so much money today. It's going to be insane. We're going to make boy band money today. That's what we're doing today. Scott, what do you got?
What boy band would you be picking? I'm just curious.
We're going to make so much money. We're going to be bigger than boy bands. That's what we're going for
I'll go
today.
with that right there. I love the Ravens. I feel like they've underachieved. I'm going to be nervous in the fourth quarter because they are covering every game this year until late in the fourth quarter. Lamar's got to step up. You can see Hammer and I have a divergence on that one. The Jags +7. That shouldn't be plus, by the way. I think that should be minus, right? The Jags, are they playing Houston?
They're playing Houston. Jags are a 7.
If you can get +7, you better put it. Dump your whole
-7,
savings
actually.
on that. It should be -7.
At least it's spelled right. We got that going.
That's
for us.
good. Browns +1. That is the long shot. It's a moneymaker. You see what's going on with your stock portfolio.
Is +1 really a long shot, though?
Shut up. Eagles, they are traditionally an underdog. I don't know how. And they're in the dog pound. The Eagles, -3 first half. Okay, so you got to go into, what do they call that when you have to,
Go into your app, click on the game, and then you'll scroll down, find all the different ways
like
you can wager.
alternative lines or something like that. -3. +7 Raiders. I'm loving this Monday Night Football game. I'm actually excited about it. These teams traditionally hate each other, and this is the first time for the Raiders. They're kind of on the spot, much like the Colts were against the Chiefs. Take +7.
Chiefs looked really good last week.
They did.
Concerns at all?
No, because I think it's a division game where they're going to be a little flatter than they were last week, where they were angry after the Colts.
So Scott and I are going different directions here. I've got Cincinnati getting the points tonight. Right. I think this is going to be one of those close fourth quarter types of game, divisional game. I want the team getting the points. And the bet we have is whoever loses this bet, they have to wear the other person's t-shirt on this show next week.
Hammer, Nigel, loser.
Scott Long's green Iowa cornstalk shirt.
Not Iowa, just cornstalk ghetto shirt.
Oh yeah, because there's other cornstalks that you're from. Thank you. All right, the Jets getting 3.5. Again, that hook is a pretty big deal right there. I like getting the points here. Miami's got a lot of backups going. Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. Atlanta's been surprising. And I think Tampa Bay is good for 20-plus points. If you get some help from Atlanta and maybe close to 30 from Tampa, you're going to win this thing. I like the over on this one. Atlanta's been better than advertised. I'm going to lay 7.5 with the Vikings against the Bears because it's the Bears. And I like the Saints -5. I've always said, you don't give your hard-earned money to Jameis Winston. You don't bet on Jameis Winston unless he's playing Gino Smith. Then you absolutely 100% bet on the Saints to cover the 5. Now, when we come back, oh, look what Scott is bringing in the mix here. We've got pizza. Brick is here. Look at this.
The missing brick.
Oh, man, we got pizza. Don't look at that screen. That's wrong. We got pizza right here. There it is.
Wait a minute.
Who's that?
A new host?
Who's that? Is that our new host?
Oh, I love it.
She'd probably do a better job than all of us. We're going to have some pizza. We'll talk to Q next on All Indiana Bets. You can't have an NFL Sunday without some tailgate food. And look what we got here. Q Wimberly is here from
our
the
new
Missing
All
Brick.
Indiana Bets host. Look at Q. It's awesome. You're like our 5th host now.
Well, hello.
Okay, well, who is this that you are repping here? This is called the what?
So this is the OG.
Yeah,
it is our
The
meat
Missing
lovers.
Brick. This is the OG
Missing
pizza.
Brick.
Yes.
And
So
what is the OG?
the OG is our meat lovers. It has pepperoni, spicy Italian, ham, and bacon, and it's our National Pizza Month special. So
We're gonna
it
dive
is
in.
$15 today.
Okay.
This is
That's
a
a
man's
steal.
pizza. This is a man's pizza.
Oh, look at
And we
this.
are the OGs.
Are y'all the
TV
OGs? So
right
look at
now.
that.
Right. So this is this like one of your more popular ones that you guys have?
So no, our most popular pizza will be our trap pizza, which is our seafood pizza.
Really?
It has shrimp and crab on
I'm
it. It's a
walking right up camera
collaboration
to
with
get my
the Trap Seafood. So
Okay.
that is one of our main attractions.
Now, Q, can I ask you a question, though? Okay, so
Ask me.
how long has the Missing Brick been going on?
We are in our 5th year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, now, have you been there the whole time, or
I've
you
been
just
there
like
the
their
whole time.
spokesperson?
Nope. I'm the master pizzalo. So all these pieces and what you get daily.
I want to call myself that of All Indiana Bets.
Yes.
And by the way, Q, we eat the food, we talk with our mouth full on this show. I hope that's okay.
That's pizza for you.
Okay.
So where are you guys located at?
We are located at 6404 Rucker Road. That is 65th and Benford. We open tonight at 5 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
How do people get a hold of you?
You can hit us at Instagram at The Missing Brick Indie. We also on www.themissingbrick.com. And you can also get us on Facebook as well, The Missing Brick.
What is this one?
Oh, let's not forget the stripper.
I'm
So
sorry. Hold on. Whoa. What's this called?
I don't even
That
know what
is
stripper
our
is, so-
stripper, but it is our vegan pizza.
Okay, you can stop there. We don't do vegan.
No,
There's
yes,
other
you gotta
vegans.
eat this vegan pizza.
Okay, well, I'm going to take your word for it. Now, what is this?
Those are dough buds, our garlic knots.
Dough
We are
buds. We've been
famous,
called that before
famous.
ourselves.
Famous
so-
dough buds. Those are great. They are saturated in Parmesan and Romano cheese with garlic trap butter. And those there would be our moon rocks, which are saturated in brown sugar and cinnamon.
So you got some interesting names for your product here.
Yes.
So this is the stripper.
Yes,
This is the OG.
correct.
And what's this one called?
That is the trap.
And,
Crap.
Hammer, I went to the website and did some research. These are referred to as edibles.
Correct.
What's going on here? I love this place. That's on my drive home, by the way, off Benford. This is so exciting. What is your favorite?
I am a favorite of the trap pizza.
It is so
Okay.
good.
Yes.
And, you said that not only is there shrimp on this, what else is there?
It is crab as well.
Oh man. All right, so we got 30 seconds or less here. One more time, tell everybody where they can get this amazing pizza.
You can see us today at 5 p.m. at 65th and Benford.
All right. Q, thank you so much. This is awesome.
And this is all Indiana bets. I don't know if you know that.
Yes,
Sometimes
all
I have to
Indiana.
remember. We do this at 11 o'clock on Saturday, noon on Sunday. Come back and celebrate every win.
Good luck, everybody. Get some pizza, make some bets, win your bets. We'll talk to you next week.